Hello, guys. Welcome. Before we start the stream, I went to the library and I got a bunch of anime stuff. So I figured let's go to that first before we start with OVA 3, The Brightness Falls. All right, I got a bunch of stuff. So let's get started here. While I wait for people to come in here. So first we got is the Animatrix. If you guys had never heard of this, it's an anthology films that are based on the Matrix. So it's I've seen it before, but it's pretty cool. So there's that. Slayers. I used to watch this back in the day, and I want to check out the film, so there we go. Also, it was if there's movies in the library, I tend to check them out. Uh, I got a couple Inuyasha films. I've never even seen the original series, but I figured, hey, why not? Just go get them. So this is the second film and the first film. I think these are spin-offs, but again, I'm not familiar with Inuyasha, but since they made that new series that came out a couple years ago, that's like a continuation, I believe. Maybe one day I'll check it out. But so there's that. Hold on. Oh, hold on a second. My pod is falling. 1 second. Technical difficulties. Do 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 do. I don't have one of those screens that people put up when like things aren't going well. All right, 1 second. Okay, you didn't see that. Okay, or was I? All right, Appleseed. Which, if you guys never seen Appleseed, by the way, this is like such a funny movie. It's mindless action or seemingly mindless action. So there's that. The Wonderland. I think yeah. I don't know. Looks like an interesting film. I guess I don't know much about it. Read or Die. This is a this is a classic show. Read or Die. Oh my god. Classic stuff. Okay. What else we got here? Spring and Chaos. This is an older film, I believe. I want to say either 60s or 70s. It's that famous film with the cat people. Here, I should I mean. See the cat people? It's a famous film. Always wanted to watch it, so there's that. Another Appleseed film. This might be the same one as the other one. I wasn't sure, so I just checked out everything. But yeah, Appleseed. What else we got here? Penguin Highway. I'm not sure if this is good or not, but hey, there you go. I got a couple more here. Spriggan. If you guys didn't know, they're actually remaking or remade this for Netflix. I don't remember which, but I'm pretty sure they're making a version for this for Netflix. So there's that. That's kind of cool. And then finally, this is not actually an anime. I thought it was, but it's not. It's called Satellite Girl and Milk Cow. This is actually based. It's a Korean anime, so it's a manhwa. I'm not sure what they. I guess it's still considered. It's not considered anime. So what is Korean anime called? I don't know. But anyway, so this is a. It's based on a manhwa, I believe. I thought it was an anime, but whatever. So there's that. Just wanted to throw that out there and put these over here. Okay, let's get started with the OVAs. Well, the OVA, and then after the stream, there's a little. They're doing a special thing for Janissary Code, and it's not a guarantee, obviously, but they made it pretty easy now to get C2 and Suzaku Kurugi. So definitely going to do that after we are done going through the OVA, which a lot to talk about too in this OVA. This is a pretty good one. I have been very critical of this episode in the past because if you guys know, there's a lot of filler, although someone recently argued that it's not filler, and I would say, sure, the gypsy scene isn't technically filler because it is relevant towards the end of the OVA series, but in the grander scheme, though, it's kind of filler. It could be done a lot better, but I guess if you look at it from the grand scheme, they do set it up because they're gonna go back there in the end of the series. At the same time, though, like you didn't really have to have that. There were a lot of things that need explanations, and as usual, instead of Gail's explanations, we get nothing. But we'll get into that later. All right, a couple of quick comments before we begin. Oh, I get it because of what happened in the Miracle Kushima. That'd be kind of funny. They should make various Geass movies. Movies for characters. I agree. Well, OVAs would help. Honest to God, that's what they should do. Make a bunch of OVAs for different scenarios we hear about but never actually see. Probably the Britannia. Kingsley, believe it or not, he's he's very. I know it seems weird that he's fighting himself, but at the same time, they are kind of two different people. I think V Britannia doesn't have the resolve to do the same things that Julius Kingsley does. Like Kingsley doesn't mind sacrificing innocent people, and Lelouch doesn't also like he will he doesn't Lelouch doesn't want to sacrifice innocent lives, although that does kind of change throughout the story, which I'm working on a video that's going to discuss that. It was supposed to come out last week, but it took longer than expected, so here we are. But Julius is more ruthless than Lelouch. So you put that in consideration, maybe Julius. At the same time, though, Lelouch can. I mean, when he was emperor, he did some pretty bad stuff too. So I don't know. I'd probably say Lelouch because he's less controlled by Geass. He's not controlled at all by Geass to do his own actions. So it's a good question, but I'd probably pick Lelouch at the end since he comes all the personalities. And Julius is basically Lelouch, just only evil with no good, and he's like very loyal to the Empire, like extremely loyal, which is kind of funny because he's not in real life. Anyways, let's get into the episode. So here we are, OVA 3. So we got another epilogue, opening scene to talk about like the story with narration. Now, one thing I mentioned this in my discussion on Akito the Exiled the video that I made last year, in that the opening dialogues by the characters are really not helpful at all to understand what's going on. Like if you remember R2's or even R1's opening with C2, she told you so much information about Geass, Elusia's goals, some philosophy, and then explained the situation. In this opening dialogue by Ayano, all she says they did some kind of invasion. They ran into a golden nightmare frame that was piloted by Shin Hyuga, and that's it. They don't even explain the mission, like why they were there in the first place, why it worked out, why it didn't work out. They just tell you the obvious, like low level stuff. It's really frustrating because the other series was so much better with the opening dialogue by either C2, Lelouch, or Suzaku, but obviously mostly C2. But here it's just, they went to a place, they fought a golden nightmare that was piloted by Shin Hyuga. Okay, great. Thank you for telling me what I already know. Maybe give me some more insight as to, again, why they helped the EU win against EU Britannians. But it doesn't matter. That's just, it's kind of frustrating, but there you go. Here's Caesar's Palace. Look how cool that is, huh? And then you see Lelouch walking as Julius Kingsley with Suzaku, and we meet Duke Filane, who apparently this guy's actually not a bad person. Apparently he, how do I put this? We'll find out later on that he doesn't want to sacrifice innocent people. So he supports Britannia, but he's not as ruthless as them, which leads to a betrayal later on against Julius Kingsley. But that's the meeting right here. He points the scepter at him. Epic scene. He tells him, "Listen, if I have the scepter, that means that I have the emperor's authority." Basically, that's what it means. Everyone's like, "Oh, show some respect." And he's like, "Why would I? I have the scepter. You show me respect." So it's like, see how everyone's bowing, but like Lelouch isn't, because again, he basically represents the emperor. So Duke Flane's like. Also, one thing I wasn't sure about in my Akito Exile video was, was the EU Britannians going to fight against Britannia? And apparently, yeah, they were going to. We'll get to that later on, but I wasn't sure if a rebellion was going to happen. But by what's going on here and later on with Shin Hyuga, yeah, there was going to be a rebellion at some point. So, but I thought you might want to know that. Meanwhile, Anna's trying to feed Eliza, but see, she's like Arthur to Suzaku. She just doesn't like anyone besides Layla. I mean, she's really aggressive. And she's, of course, worried about Layla, because if you guys didn't know, Anna and Layla were their childhood friends. They went to the same school, which is interesting because in the last OVA, I think it was the last one, Akito told Layla that Anna told her about her life, which pissed her off. So it's kind of funny. Anyhow, so we're back in the Warsaw. Remember that they just finished off their mission, which again the opening epilogue dialogue didn't even tell you that. They finished their mission. It's been about a month now. They can't seem to get back for whatever reason. And man, I guess Aino doesn't want to close her clothes for some reason. We see the at this time these EU soldiers like, hey, look, it's the Japanese soldiers here to take the bullets for us. That's all they're good for. And it's they're kind of jackasses to them. And of course they want to get back already, but they've been stuck for about a month. Remember that guy Pierre? The one that Layla told him he didn't have the balls to shoot him. Yeah, so now he's apparently working as the person in this group. Everyone, of course, hates him because he's a dick, and and he goes to different files to see people's IDs, and he sees that the W0 unit is one of the individuals who goes through the checkpoint, and he basically he blocks the ID to piss them off because he hates them so much what they did. And so what happens when they go shopping for supplies, they can't buy anything because their ID is worthless. Also, there's a scene of these gnomes. I'm not sure if I have it or not, but it was really funny. But yeah, they're trying to buy different clothes and they just can't. And meanwhile, Layla's a little uptight right now for some reason. So Aino's trying to like calm her down. And he's like, hey, just come on, let's buy some stuff and relax. And even Akito's like, yeah, relax, it's okay. So they're going shopping, but again, they can't buy anything because their ID was revoked. And apparently she had €1,000,000, so that's a lot of money, but it is what it is. Also, that crazy lady goes up to that old lady, tells Akio he has some kind of curse. Now, some people have suggested that maybe this one has some kind of connection to Geass because she said he had a curse, just like Layla had a curse because of Geass. So I'm not sure if that's the case or not. They are gypsies, so there is that. They never really explained it in the story if they had some kind of Geass connection, but I know some people have wondered it for the longest time because she was able to figure out Layla and Akito had some Geass influence in their lives. Anywho, again, their IDs are rejected, so they figure, okay, we should go back to the place and see if it works or not. And apparently they got rejected, and she's like, but we were just here like earlier today. And he's like, well, if your ID doesn't work, you can't get in. So Ryu is naturally pissed off and he breaks the screen. I know, it's like, yeah, destroy it. It's kind of funny. He can't let them in. So basically, they have no money and they're stranded in Warsaw. Could things get any worse? Well, it does, because while they're pissed off at the steps, this old lady approaches, I believe it's Akito. And of course, he's like, get off me. She falls to the ground injured. And they're like, oh no, Granny's dying and it's your fault. And so like, you got to pay money, and then they're like, we have no money, and they're like, and all of a sudden Granny's like, oh, you have no money? Well, never mind then, which is pretty funny. And then this lady, by the way, this she's like 7 feet tall. I don't know, she's huge, huge woman. But anyway, so yeah, she's pretty big, and they convince all the amount of pity to go help them out. So they do, and they have to change their clothing because they can't wear this outfit, or in case of Aino, not wear any clothes. We get that infamous scene where they rip the clothes off her, and she's like, "Oh, don't stop looking at me!" And they tell Layla, "Oh, you look so attractive looking. We were just like you when we had young and beautiful skin." Then we get to gypsy clothes, and apparently this stuff's really old and musty, as Aino points out. And what happens here is that all of them are doing chores for the gypsies. Now, with like Ayano, Yukiya, and Ryu, they're able to do this stuff. I mean, he's able to chop wood. He cuts. He's a very good cook. Yukiya also looks like a woman. They keep making that joke in this like OVA. Oh, Yukiya, this would look better than you because you look like a girl or something. It's like an ongoing gag in the entire series. Um, yeah, so there's that, and Layla basically can't. She's just not the same. She's not helpful because Layla's at a very. It's weird about Layla. She's kind of like not a she was like daughter of a head politician in Europia who got killed, which we'll learn about later on in this episode. So she was adopted by a rich Macau family. So she's had a rough go at it because of what happened to her parent. At the same time, though, she's lived in a lapse of luxury, so she's never had to do any real chores. Meanwhile, I know Yuki and Ryu have been living on the streets of Europia, so it's much different for them. Oh, we get to another subplot in this story. If maybe calling it a subplot is unnecessary or overdoing it, but basically Ryu gets roped and harassed by like all the old ladies, and it's like just a constant thing happening throughout the story. I'm not sure why they put that in there, but whatever. So Aino's trying to set the table up, and she needs help. So obviously she tries to get it, but Layla is just not sufficient to do any of this stuff. She's like, I want to help with the water, and Yuki Akito's like, look, Layla, I know you're trying here, but like, find a task that you're suited for, which is really the most polite way of saying, don't do this. You can't do it correctly, so just do something else. Because Layla keeps messing up over and over again during this during all the chores. She literally just can't do anything right. One quick thing I want to make sure about. Do I have the right audio setting here? Let's see. Do not turn this off. Okay, we're good. Just making sure. So we see Layla, like for example, Layla's cutting these carrots, right? And there's so much wrong with this. One, her hand is like she's holding it the wrong way. As someone who likes to cook a lot, I can tell you, she's holding it the wrong way. She cut the carrot like in threes, which was really bizarre. Like I understand that like she has no experience, but like who cuts a carrot like that? Even just like conceptually, I don't know. But anyway, so she cuts the carrot horribly. Meanwhile, Yukia is like a master chef, and he explained when he was a kid he had to learn how to cook. And they're like, "Oh, you're such a good boy," and he is very talented at that. Uh, Meanwhile, again, she wants to help out, but she dropped the food on the way there. So they're like, "Ooh, don't do anything." Meanwhile, Akito and everyone else sits at the table. She's like, "Oh, can I help you with the wine?" And he's like, "No, Leia, don't touch the wine." And then not only that, there Ryu's like, "How are they going to drink all this wine?" I'm thinking the same thing. Like that's a lot of look at this. That's a lot of wine, but apparently they drink all of it in one night. So, well, we know why they're drunk all the time. But basically, Leia can't do anything at this point. Help them out. Anna is terrified, worried about what's happening to her, and they're sharing. It's gonna be okay. We get more scenes of Klaus talking to Hamel, and you see again he's looking at the picture of his daughter and his wife. And again, they only tell you about what happened. It's pretty obvious by this one picture and the way he covered over his wife's face why he doesn't see his daughter anymore. And of course, the photo of the naked ladies in the background, which is really funny. But yeah, they're talking about like how they're doing and stuff, and he's not too worried, which is great because everyone else seems to be. Meanwhile, in the Lapse of Luxury, Alice is trying to find a new thing to wear, and Shin's like, "Oh, you can I don't know. What do you think, Mother? What do you think, Shin?" And he's like, "Oh, you're embarrassing me." But then his Geass activates, which turns him into this look, and then John's like, "Uh-oh, what's wrong with him?" Well, she would know. She's with him all the time. Then we see Julius asking for water because he always asks for water, and Saku's like, "You piece of crap, no water for you." So then he falls to the ground. I still don't understand why he wants water specifically, but that apparently is like a thing going on during like the entire OVA. After the first night, after the first night, or during the first night, after the first day, everyone is sleeping in the different the caravans, and I don't have a good picture of it, but if you look at Ryu, I'll zoom in. He's being roped by two old ladies. Like, what a good night, huh? You got two old ladies roping you while you're trying to sleep. Man, I'll give Kogias credit. At least it's fair. Not not a good way, but at least it's fair. Anyhow, Leia can't sleep, but Aino grabs her and says like, "Oh, I'm right here, sister." And she's like, "Oh." Because Aino had a sister. They don't. I forgot, younger or older. I think it's younger, but yeah, I forgot what happened with her family background. I forgot to look into that. Anyways, you learn all you need to do. You learn all you need to know anyhow because Aino puts her arm around Layla and she's like, "Oh, my sister," and then Layla walks away. She runs into Akito, who of course can't sleep. And if I go back to the original thing here, okay, you can't see it, but Akito's face right here, he's actually awake because Akito never sleeps. But anyways, so what's really important about this is that Layla and Akito are going to have two conversations in this OVA privately in the middle of the night while with the gypsies. The first one, Layla's going to talk about her personal life and her backstory. She told Akito some things in the first OVA, but she expands on it. And then, because she revealed a lot of stuff about her personal life, Akito rewards her trust by telling her about his personal life and his demons. And I definitely like how they become closer through the episode. And when you see, this is the episode where Akito changes his personality, or that's the wrong way to look at it. He changes from being very stoic and kind of nihilistic and suicidal even to being someone who actually wants to keep going and protect other people. So which is what you're gonna see in the moment here. So yeah, they're talking about their life, and the first thing that Leia brings up is how, okay, I'm not useful, I can't cook or anything like that. I don't have these skills, and Akito's like, well, look, thank God you didn't have to learn these things. And she's like, is that supposed to make you feel better? And he's like, no, I'm just being honest. I just like how he says because Akito is still in a very stoic state. He doesn't like, he's kind of mean to everyone because I don't know. That's just how he is at this point. So he gives her direct answer instead of like being, I guess, more. He doesn't think about his answer. He just says them like if it makes sense in a very like formal way. Because she's like, "Oh, I don't have these skills," and he's like, "Well, you don't need them. Thank God you're lucky." And she goes like, and she says, "Is that supposed to make you feel better?" And he goes, "I'm just telling you how it is, Commander." You know, it's kind of mean. Then she talks about how she wants to, move life on her own terms, and she explains that her father was a politician, and his name was, I think I wrote it down here. I thought I did. Give me yeah, Bordeaux von Beriscuya. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Anyways, he was assassinated when she was 6, which was 11 years ago, and her mother died also later on. And then she was adopted by the Macau family. So this whole time, like she's kind of been on her own. And we find out later on what actually happened when she was, after the explosion. She basically tells him all. She basically really reveals her whole problems in life. And again, she's trying to find her own. Her desire is to live on her own terms and not rely on others, which is that's her whole motivation for doing things. Then we get some good foreshadowing, and I might actually make a video going over all the foreshadowing in Akito the Exiled, because there are so many times in this OVA where characters literally tell you what's going to happen in a very creative way, hence the foreshadowing. Like, for example, here, he says that Smiles says that we need Layla to become Joan of Arc, and that's what happens in this OVA later on. Oh, one thing else, I don't have an image here of it, but it's just a theory of mine. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But when the bomb blows up, General Smiles was one of the people in the administration, and he helps Layla escape. Now, I personally believe, and that could just be me, I think he was the one who orchestrated the assassination attempt on her father to begin with, because we know he had a power. He wanted to grab power and become head of the EU. Just my theory on that, because he told Layla to escape with her mother, and then notice how their car gets blown up on their way out. Just saying, kind of weird to me. And he has no problem killing Layla or pretend to kill Layla to advance his goals, and even use her father's name to brainwash her or manipulate her. So I'm just saying, like, if Jean Smiles was responsible for killing her parents, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't recall the story ever suggesting he did, but I mean, it would kind of make sense, right? If he was the one who orchestrated, especially when, again, he sent them off, Layla and her mother, and they almost died. Well, mother died and she didn't. Anyhow, so that's how that day goes and the night goes. So yeah, Layla's gonna be Joan of Arc. And again, the photo of the whole family, which again indicates to me that something's up between Jean Smiles and her family. So we see Layla's actually working much harder now on her chores. She's still struggling, but she's definitely improving, as you see here. Even Aino points that out. I guess because she was influenced last night, but whatever the case may be. In this scene here, it's kind of important. I think it's this one. Okay, no, one more to go. So they're working on this. They're trying to spin this sheet to get the water out. And Ryu is like, "Hey, that sounds like fun. Can I join you?" And then I was like, "Stop it! You're being annoying." And then Ryu, unfortunately, was getting water, but he fell in and he can't swim. So they got him out of the water. And this is the part I liked. They're helping him out, and Akito smiles right here, right? But then she says, "Are you going to join them?" And the smile goes away, and he says, "No, I'm not interested." It just kind of shows you that Akito, again, he's slowly changing. He's slowly, removing the harsh exterior, angry persona he's had, and trying to be, hey, maybe these people they're friends. I'll care about them, and the end episode really makes that clear. But even here, you can see he's starting to smile. Now, I could be wrong, but unless Akito was killing people or wanting to kill people, he never smiles in the OVA. In fact, this is probably the first genuine smile he has in the entire series, except for the flashback when he's a kid. But that's different. I'm talking since Shin killed his whole family. That's probably the first genuine smile he's had, which shows you the impact that Layla and the W0 members have had on him. Anyhow, during the meal, again, more groping to Ryu because, hey, Ryu has to be groped. It's just the rules, I guess. They try to get Akito to eat fish, and apparently he won't because he hates the smell of it. Honestly, we all can relate. He's like, really? You won't do it? And they're like, you won't eat fish, Akito? And they try to force on him, and he's just not a fan. Eventually, the old lady, she kind of having a hard day because she drank a lot of alcohol. So Layla helps her back to her caravan, and then we learn about Layla's past through a fortune telling. And she basically tells her that you got a power curse many years ago, and that power and curse is going to save your best friends, which is what actually happens, right? Because she saves Akito with her Geass power. So that's true. Again, more foreshadowing, but also explaining again of how Leia got her Geass. This is the full story, basically. So when Leia escaped from the car accident, as we see here, she ran away. She fell into some ice. C2 saved her, and she gave her a Geass power. And this is where things kind of go off the rails a little bit when it comes to Geass. I've complained like for so many times at this point. So Leia's like, so C2 said, listen, I'll give you Geass power. I'll wait till you're an adult to decide, and then if you use it, or you lose it. Uh, that's a thing to keep in mind. And then she walks away with the children. And keep in mind, this is 11 years ago, so Lucia's still a kid, and she has involvement with Marion and Charles of some kind. So I don't know what the hell is going on here. This is a very they never really explained if these kids are from the Geass order. I assume that much. So was she in charge? I assume she was in charge at this time. Do these kids have anything to do with the whole those Ragnarok connection? I have no idea. But let's talk about briefly what she tells Layla. When you're an adult, you can decide to use the power or not, or something like that. There are a lot of questions that really don't make any sense. Like, okay, so it's dormant, right? Until she becomes an adult and decides to use it. All right, well, what does that mean? Like age adult, physically an adult? Like there's different like how do you define adulthood? Because obviously different countries have different requirements. Like there's certain ages, but you're legally an adult, you can be physically an adult, mentally, like what does that mean to be an adult and how does that work exactly? Does the power just activate because you reach that point? There's a lot of parts about it that just don't make a whole lot of sense. And then, of course, you got to ask, why didn't C2 tell us to Mao? Wait till you're an adult if you want to use the power or not. Because she met Mao a little later on, I believe. Or is it before? I think it's after Layla she meets Mao. So it's like, why didn't you tell Mao this information? It's really strange. C2 is very good at manipulating children to take the Geass abilities. So I'm kind of confused why she gave Layla this condition to begin with. It's it's very bizarre. They don't really explain it too much. It's more like, hey, it's don't think about it too much, but like in reality, this makes no goddamn sense. And the kids, Jerry, we don't know who they are. They're from the Order. We know that much. Are they the same kids we see in that flashback when after Marion was killed by V2? Could be those same kids. There's a bunch of them like on a in a hill or a valley somewhere. Maybe it's those kids. I'm not sure. Not sure where they're going or what they're doing in the middle of this field or forest, but there you go. That's that's the situation that we learned about, and of course, Layla's never mentioned again by anybody in the story because this came after the original series. So when you introduce after stuff, you kind of mess with the timeline a little bit, but whatever. We'll stay positive here. Layla got a Geass power that she chose to activate when she became an adult, even though she's 17. So she's not really an adult, but whatever. I'm not even going to ask. At least with Marion, the manifestation made more sense than Layla's. Excuse me. So there's that. So Layla, of course, learns the truth about this. Is this lady connected to Geass? Again, I don't know. The next day, so Yuki is apparently able to hack into the system using an old PC and Halo disks, which I didn't know you could do that, but I guess Yuki has some kind of genius. And apparently, he was able to lock out the other guy who blocked them with the ID, and they can go and they can get help anytime they want now. So basically, the last night is tonight, and then they're going to leave because Yuki hacked the system and got them back in. Meanwhile, we see that Lila is doing a good job now, not cooking, washing dishes. She's not breaking anything. So she's definitely improved a lot. Akito meets with Aino, and he told her that they would give back her this sword here, at the end of the mission, like when they're all done. And apparently, that Aino's family heritage, they're samurai. But Akito's like, here, you can have it now. And she goes, no, you can keep it. It's supposed to ward off demons or something. Plus, If I get in trouble, I'll run away or something. They also talk about going back to Japan one day because both were not born in Japan, which never happens in this OVA. So I was thinking, hey, zero capture, maybe we should have this situation happen. Have them go back to Japan. Because why not? The war is over. What's the problem? The war is over. But seriously, yeah, the war is over. Now, I'm not sure when Aino runs away from danger. Was that foreshadowing? I'm not sure. Anyhow, they call for help, and they're gonna get. God, Layla's so. Look at Layla's face here. She's like, huh? Derp. Got the most biggest derp face. But anyways, they hacked in, so they're gonna able to get help later on. Finally, a ship to come pick them up. And again, here's Pierre. He's like, I couldn't get in last time. I mean, I got in last time. I was like, look, your ID is revoked, and he kicks the screen just like Ryu did. They must have replaced it like a couple days ago. Yeah, see, they're all leaving. They're kind of nervous about it. I mean, they're crying about it. Again, it's their last night. All the girls rope Ryu, and he's like, "Go, come on, ladies, get your last take of me." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And they look at each other really awkwardly. Akito's like, "This is so stupid." Then the last night, everyone's dancing. I know very good dance moves, and then Ryu again being roped by the ladies. And then she tells Akito, "Want to dance?" And he's like, "This is stupid." So he goes away, and Layla goes after him. And this is the second conversation. This is the second conversation to have. So I remember in the beginning I said that there was one between Layla and Akito in the beginning, the first night. Second night it's Layla and Akito again, but this time instead of Layla telling Akito about her life, he tells her about his. The first time in the entire story that he actually opens up to her. He talks about how he should have died when he was a kid. Apparently, when he was, they were giving everyone these pills to take. I think they were cyanide tablets or something of that nature, and he lived for some reason after taking them. And I assume the reason why they passed them out to everyone was because the Geass kind of like affected their minds to want to die, obviously. But Akito didn't die for some reason, even after Shin told him to. So he's basically saying, like, in life, good things don't last long because bad stuff always happens. He has this very negative point of view, which from his point of view makes sense because his life's been a complete train wreck. And he's like, you know what? I should have just died, okay? And if I don't die, I'm going to kill Shin and then finish him off. And then Leia's like, look, I'm glad you didn't die. I wouldn't have met you. And this is like the turning point in Akito's life. Because Layla basically accepts him for who he is and tells him, like, it's good you didn't die. Like, why do you feel this way? There's nothing wrong with it's not an accident. There's nothing bad happening here. We're just together. We're having fun. Like, don't worry about that stuff. You deserve to be here. Shin didn't kill you because it was meant to be. Stop like overthinking it and like just have fun, relax, and also, and more importantly, I'm here for you. So don't think these negative thoughts about that stuff. And then she smiles at him, and they have this like nice dance. And it's very obvious at this point, like it's not been official by the story or by the characters, but they're basically a couple at this point. I mean, this dance is very how do I put it, exotic. And yeah, I mean the way he smiles at her, again, like I said before, Akito never smiles in his OVA until the third episode. So they're, for the most part, they're basically a couple. Meanwhile, back at the Castle Weissenwolf, they're drinking wine, and Sophie explains what happened to her husband. Basically, they did some kind of experiment with like the brain. I guess it's the same system they use to connect all the different members of the Alexanders at one time. Like if the WZR member unit are in a bunch of Alexanders fighting, their brains are all connected. So I assume that's what the system was that caused her husband to go into a coma, and he hopes one day that they'll get him out of it. I gotta give Sophie Randall credit. I said it before in my list on the top prettiest woman, but like if you look at Sophie Randall, obviously she's an anime character in a Geass universe setting, so she's gonna be really attractive looking. So the fact that she stays with him is yeah, it's a good trait. A lot of people couldn't do that, man or woman. So the ship comes, and there's a really cool ship too. We never see anything like this in R2. It's a really like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Full Metal Panic. They load up all the Alexanders, including, you see that's Akito's because the face mask came off, and they're traveling. They're wearing these uniforms, and as far as I know, I don't think they all like. I know never wears this uniform ever again after this point. But they travel back, and Akito tells her, "I hope we go to Japan one day, and maybe we'll see Egyptians again. Maybe we won't. Who knows?" Then we get to the next part of this plan. So Akito Shin Hyuga is talking to Julius here, and he has a plan to defeat the Ghost of Hannibal and a plan to defeat the EU. He wants Shin's help, and he wants his help to get. He needs Ashley to pilot the Ark fleet so they can take out the Ghost of Hannibal. It's actually a pretty interesting plan. I thought about it a little more watching it. I'll go into details when we get to it, but I think Lelouch planned out a lot more than I originally thought, and even Layla anticipated his move, which is kind of interesting. It's too bad the two never actually fought against each other in some kind of game of chess with battle pieces like he did with Clovis and Cornelia, because it would have been very interesting. And how they get back and she's explaining how she loved being with the gypsies and loved to go back there. Thanks to the data from from the action last battle, they advanced the Alexanders. Same basic model, but the program has been improved. They're 30% faster, and apparently there's this concept that they have from all the weapon schematics they've sent off to another company. There's a thing called an Elementor printer. Jesus, that was bad. The Elementor printer, which is like a 3D printer. So I guess in this world they have 3D printers, which is kind of cool because they got the new look for the Nightmare frames and they got new weapons coming up. So it's pretty good stuff all around. Then we see poor Ashley is traveling to Greenland to an old Sakura Diet base because again he's going to join the Ark fleet, that big ship, as part of Julius Kingsley's plan to cause panic in the EU and of course a way to get rid of the Ghost of Hannibal. So during the operation, Julius starts his plan to the Ark fleet, which was basically a false flag terrorist attack, I believe, where they think they were attacked by some enemy, like their entire what was it, the power plant was wiped out, and everyone's just freaking out for because people like to freak out. This is the Ark fleet launching with again Ashley's on board it because that's going to come into hand later. Meanwhile, Klaus and Layla are talking, and I like how Klaus says it's a really nice transition, but probably missed by most people. So we see that it's really cold in one scene. The next scene, Klaus goes, it's kind of cold outside. It's really subtle, but I like how they connected the two seemingly different scenes with like one line from Klaus. He notes how if the enemy's going after them, they know about the Apollo chariot, which is true because that's what happens in the fifth OVA. They try to capture Apollo's chariot so they can launch an attack on Pendragon, causing World War, I guess, 3 and destroying the world, basically. So, again, more foreshadowing in the story, and good foreshadowing, too. So, again, all the power goes out in St. Petersburg, and then Lelouch, or Julie sends this whole thing like, this is the Ark Fleet, we're a liberation force, we're resorting terrorism, and people are naturally freaking out because they think that their power plant was wiped out. And there we go. Didn't take people too long to start rioting. And I believe there's a good quote where he says, just enough fear will make people panic and riot, which, well, you know what? He's goddamn right. From Heisman from Big Bang Theory. No, I'm just kidding. Breaking Bad. You're goddamn right. Fear does make people act like this stuff. So it's a good scene. Like this plan, by the way, is very I was thinking about it. It's very similar to how Zero would have done something like in episode 4 when he went in front of the cameras to save Suzaku. So it's like a Dtar Zero type plan here, where a lot of this is really just performance based to scare people, which is what he said too. So it's a really cool series of events. The 11s, by the way, are hidden in a hotel in the ghetto while it's all happening. See, they're right there and they're just cowering away. Oh, this is a good line. So I mentioned this in the review, and I'll say it again. So basically, they're like, "Oh my god, they destroyed everything," and Yukiya's like, guys, it's on social media. It's not always true. And keep in mind, this episode came out in 2012. Even then, there was a whole discussion about social media. Nowadays, I'm not going to go into the specifics because unless you live on a rock, you know what I'm talking about. But social media's influence has really changed the way the world is for bad and good. In this case, a lot of bad because of, again, misinformation, things like that. So the fact that they're discussing this now, which was, we're talking about nine plus years ago, is kind of crazy. That actually, it's 10 now. Wow, it's 10 years. Jesus, we're old. Anyhow, it's just social media isn't real. And yeah, people are posting stuff online, but who cares? It's not real. And it's all fake and stuff like that. So again, I like the self awareness and also, I guess, capturing a common pop culture. Well, now it's a pop culture thing where it's like, just because someone posts on the internet doesn't make it true. And again, they're watching the video, and now here's the interesting part. So Gene Smiles has these three people who are always with him. At first, you think they're just window dressing, but these people believe in this guy's message and they want him to succeed. Like the girl mentions how like it's the greedy capitalists who have destroyed the country. The guy's like, yeah, we need to go in there and like take over and stuff. They basically want him to take advantage of this situation and like take over the country. These people are very, very what's the word? Devoted to this man. Maybe even fanatical. And then her brother, Layla's brother, calls him or calls Layla. But first, he finds out that the whole power plant that they claim was destroyed wasn't. So he knows the whole thing is actually a fake, which he tells Layla later on. Then Julius says, well, see, now that there's chaos happening because I scared everybody, let's send our troops in there and wipe them out. And Valaine's like, but we'll kill innocent people. And Julius is like, are you serious? Look at this face, but I love this face. Like, caption this. He's like, are you serious? I don't care about innocent people. Like, Julius is basically the worst of Lelouch. I think you can get him all the different personalities because he's basically like, he's Emperor Lelouch without a good goal at the end. He's like, I'm going to take over the EU and eventually run Europia. I don't give a damn. So we kill innocent people, we don't kill innocent people. Like, doesn't matter to me. And what's funny is that because Valaine says no, they arrest him basically of treason. And then I believe it was one of the members said like, yeah, he planned it all along. I'm like, yeah, of course he did. As far as I understand the plan here, Charles sends Julius or Lelouch to the EU, I'm sorry, Europia, to take over leadership because the leadership is weak and they won't do what has to be done to conquer the EU. So Lelouch puts Valaine in a situation where he knows he'll fail to take over and basically call him a traitor. Also, Suzaku comes in there and takes out the order. I think it's Gabriel. He's like, this guy's like, what's wrong with you? And Suzaku basically beats the crap out of him. Spin Zaku style. Right there. Then Layla, I believe here, she's talking to Akito about what's going on. She gets a call from her brother discussing, hey, listen, the power plant isn't destroyed. It's not that bad. Come back home, please. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. And there's an interesting thing about this whole scene. A couple things I noticed. Number one, she has no problem talking to her brother in front of Akito. Like, this is in all terms and purposes here, this is a private conversation with her brother about a personal matter. But Akito is just sitting there and she has no problem discussing this in front of him. So again, she's showing him that she trusts him and he understands that. So that's kind of an important part of this this discussion. Also, it's important to note that her brother actually does care about her, and maybe that first scene in that first OVA, he was drunk, acting like a jackass. But at the same time, though, like he's still a jackass, and her like rejecting him is like, yeah, it makes sense. And you see here, he opens up like his little locket of when they were kids, so obviously he cares about her. But again, dude, damage is done. Plus, Layla, again, she has her own goals. Also, for some reason, Akito always has casts that kind of go around his leg for some reason. I'm not sure why, but that's like a little sub of a subplot. Then Julius plays against Shin Hyuga, and during this chess game, so Julius wins. But what's interesting is that he said, if you didn't sacrifice your queen, or if you did sacrifice your queen, you would have beaten me. So now I'm convinced that of the best chess players in Code Geass, you have Lelouch, I assume Cornelia, because she's pretty talented in chess. Obviously Schneisel, Shin Hyuga apparently, and also Layla are like the 5 best chess players in the series. Because he would have beaten him if he didn't sacrifice his queen. Which, by the way, is foreshadowing, because if you guys don't know or not, at the end of the OVA series, Jean Rou kills Shin Hyuga, and that's his queen. So by not sacrificing Jean, she killed him at the end, which I guess ruined his plans. I assume that was the foreshadowing there, but like if you don't sacrifice your queen, you're going to lose. I'm not sure about Lelouch because he never sacrificed his queen either, which was Colin. So actually, it's funny because didn't both, if you think about it, both characters actually suffered because they won't sacrifice their queens. Lelouch gave up Colin, who would have saved him in turn 19, but again, he didn't really want what's the term? I guess for her to sacrifice herself, so he didn't let Colin save him. And then here, Shin during this game wouldn't sacrifice his queen, which was Jean Rou. Like I said, later on in the series, she kills him. So at the same time, though, I will also say that wait, let me think about this for a second. But he wasn't going to have her go in the Apollo's chariot to launch it against Pendragon. So was he going to sacrifice Jean Rou? Maybe he wasn't originally, but he intended on doing so. It's a little confusing because if Jean launched Apollo's chariot, she wouldn't have died from that, but she would have died from, like, I guess maybe the future combat. But yeah, he never sacrificed her. That's the point, and that led to his downfall. All right, being in the mountain is over. Anyhow, Julius was like, "Yeah, if you sacrificed your queen, you would have won." And he just waxes philosophically about life and strategy and tactics and things like that about the queen. And Shin's like, "Okay," and it's going well too until Julius says, "But I'm loyal to the Empire," and then he goes, "Oh, wait, what's going on? Where am I?" He has like a freak out because I guess Julius' hold on him is kind of failing the Geass power. And she's like, "Oh, this is very interesting. By the way, I don't know if you know this or not, but the tactics used by Julius and Zero, they're kind of the same. So I think this is actually Zero." And Zaku's like, "No, he died." And then Shins tells Zaku something which is so savage. He says, "You know what? I'm impressed by you. You are now the head knight of the country that captured and defeated your home country." And he goes, "What about it?" "I just think it's brilliant." And then Zaku tries to shoot him. So Jean comes in there to protect him. And then we get like maybe the best Nightmare Frame battle in the whole OVA, besides the one between Akito and Shin at the end, where it's the Lancelot versus the Order of Michael, Jean's forces, a bunch of cool Sarlins, and her, I think it's Groucius. And the battle in this is so smooth and clean and dirty and raw and like every term you could think, every adjective you could think of, because like I said about the battles of Akito the Exiled, they're not just simple like, one strike and Nightmare Frame gets blown up. These things take serious damage. He is hacking and slashing these Nightmare Frames. And the action is also more it's more chaotic and sporadic and faster because of the CGI they're using. Like Suzaku's going to travel around the whole area, and it gets really out of hand. Despite their best efforts, of course, Suzaku defeats all of them in combat. They even travel like this little corridor, which I think is where Shin killed Manfredi. I don't have the exact image here, but Suzaku basically he runs up. Where is it? I think it's here. He literally he climbs up the wall. He's basically over on top of the ceiling, and then it's crazy how fast the Lancelot moves when given CGI application. Like he's jumping up here, slicing. He's doing drop kicks on people. I mean, full on body action here. If you have not seen this OVA, you got to, because this battle is just so good. Jean tries her best, and I give her credit, but ultimately she can't defeat Suzaku. And Shin's like, "You see all the death and blood? This is what I want." He's like, "I'm nothing like you." "Oh, yes, you are. We want to destroy everything." They're really not like each other, but I could see why Shin would have that feeling about that. Now, here's the part that really confuses the hell out of me. Okay, so Lucia's freaking out, and this Geass activates, which apparently shouldn't have happened because Charles Geass blocked it. But whatever, that's a minor note. Shin's gonna shoot Lelouch, who goes like, he says Nunnally, and Shin's like, "Oh, so you are that famous prince I heard about." But here's the part I'm confused, okay? He has Jean Rou beat, sword to face. He could kill her at any time. So how did they go from "we have the better position" to "we're both in jail"? Did Shin was like, "Okay, I'm going to make a trade. Lelouch for Jean Rou." Okay, let's make the trade. Okay, fine. How did they go from that to being in jail? Like, he has the better Nightmare Frame. Even they swap their captives. What did they do? They sent like 20 Sarlins against them when they defeated Suzaku in battle. Why would Suzaku, who has Julius with him, and Julius has the authority of the Empire, Charles, why would they ever be imprisoned by anyone else? Like, it's so bizarre how they went from having probably the better advantage to being in jail. They never explained it. It was really poorly handled. And there's more unfortunate damage of this scene, which we'll get to later. Meanwhile, so Gene Smiles, he's talking to those three people I mentioned before, the god of space and time of the Guardian. Which, by the way, I love her design. Everything is Geass themed. Her outfit, her hair, her shoes, it's all Geass themed. She tells him, "Listen, you committed a thing against us many years ago, and now you have to make up for it." And I'm thinking, what is she talking about? There's like no specifics here. It's the most random like conversation. He committed some kind of he conspired against the Geass Order or something. He did some kind of what's the term? Some kind of sin or transgression. He has to pay it up. Never says what it is. Uh, what? Because he killed Layla's parents? I don't know. But apparently he has to go kill Shin Hyuga because just like Thanos, things must be balanced as all things should be. Because I guess by Shin going rampant with his Geass power, it's causing a balance of the world or misbalance. And here's the problem with this, okay? If you're going to have this be a subplot in the story, it kind of has to make more sense than this. I'll give you an example. There's a Just League episode where I forgot which one it was, but basically the magic, the balance of magic wasn't it wasn't equal, and so all the people who use magic in the league, so Zatanna, Etrigan, who else might think uses magic? Doctor Fate. They all were having issues, and apparently there was some kind of misbalance in the order, so they had to go fix it. I forgot what the exact situation was. Anywho, the point I'm making is that in that episode, they gave you real consequences for things not being balanced, right? The problem with this episode, she's just telling him, by the way, your actions like messed the world up. And I'm thinking, where? What is happening because of his actions? Is the world gonna like suffer some kind of natural disaster? Will Geass go rampant and take everyone over? Like, what did he do specifically? And what was and how is Shin's actions destroying anything? I don't understand. Like, where's the misbalance here? It's just thrown in there for sake of being thrown in there. And the problem with the Geass Guardian also is that I assume this is the collective consciousness that we learned about in the Ragnarok connection. If that's the case, why wasn't she present during the Ragnarok connection and talk to Lucia or Charles? And why in the latest film, when they recapped everything, why wasn't she present during that scene? All I'm saying is if you're going to bring a character like this, who's essentially a god in the story, you gotta like do some better writing to make sense of why she's here, and more importantly, why she wasn't present in the original series when clearly she should have been. Because the damage that Shin's doing, I mean, it's pretty bad with the Geass power, but like, is it anything even close to what Lelouch was doing with his Geass ability? Like, no, not even close. If anything, she should have went to someone to stop Lelouch, not Shin Hyuga. So that's just I don't know, kind of it's I don't know. And apparently, she also told him to like keep your contract. I'm thinking, contract? What the hell? What contract did he make with her? It's yeesh. Not my best. Not the best work in this OVA. Again, there's a lot of bad stuff. The character stuff in this story is great, but when it gets to plot, you're like, what the fudge? Like, again, what does it have to do with anything? I love the character design. You must honor your contract. You must make up for what you did. And he's like, well, why though? What did I do? Oh, you know what you did. Like, it's just so random. At least in the Genesis code, they're trying to connect these things. Like, I believe Gigi and Archive and Curate, they all kind of look like the Guardian of Time and Space. Maybe she'll be in the character in the game, but at some point. But it's like, what was that at all? It was just so random. Okay, then we get to stuff like, unfortunately, more stupid stuff about to happen. So Shin tells everyone the following. He says that Zero is the Lelouch. Zero is a Lelouch apparently. Zero, all that same, and I killed him. Okay, but he didn't kill him. So why did he say he did? It was so weird. And I know you're gonna say like, oh, because of Lelouch can't die because of Meekwell and all that stuff. But Shin Hyuga, as we know, does not care about anyone's sanctity of life. He killed Manfredi. He killed all the orders of I believe it was Gabriel and Not Raphael, the other one. Gabriel and I wrote it down here. Did I write it down here? Uh, I did not write it down here because I'm really smart. Anyways, he killed the two head of the orders. The point is, Shin considers living as a curse. He's very nihilistic. His Geass reflects that. He makes everyone kill themselves. He killed Alice and his adoptive mother. He killed nearly killed Akito. He killed his whole family. Why would he spare Lucia's life? Makes no sense, and he goes against his whole character. I mentioned it before. I'll say it again. It's just dumb. And this whole scene is dumb because everyone learns the EU knows the Europeans know about Lucia's identity. It never comes in the story. As far as I know, these people are not dead. They weren't murdered by Shin Hyuga, so I'm so lost. They gave him, I believe, they gave him the ability to, what was it, like uncontrolled authority to start a war against the EU, which is what he does. He gets Duke Valaine's ability or authority because, again, how do I put this? He was arrested by Julius, so there's that. But just the whole thing is just so bizarre. Like he killed the different order members, and of course Raphael. That's this order. He runs away because he realized that Shin is basically taking revenge, and not revenge. He's just killing all the other order members for power grab, which we knew was coming. But just so you guys know, it's not personal. He just hates all living things. This guy, by the way, he has two heads on his plate. He is so calm, so calm. But anyway, it's just like this whole. It's kind of stupid. Like I can't. I don't understand why he would lie to them and and then tell them Lucia's identity and how neither one was relevant and makes no sense. Oh god. Anyways, move on to the W0 unit, and Layla explains the Ark fleet is actually not real. The power plant was not destroyed. It was all a ruse, and they want to go wipe it out. And she's like, I know that the Ark fleet is going to have like probably weapons, so they're going to have to go take out the Ark fleet to prove it wasn't a real thing. And she figures they must have put someone on there. And this is what I was discussing earlier, that Julius wanted to wipe out the ghost of Hannibal. So what was his plan? His plan was this. He was going to bait them to attack the Ark fleet. And so by doing so, he put Ashley on there. He asked Shin to put Ashley on there with that new improved nightmare frame, the Asumaraga, I believe it's called. And I think it's really cool that, like, again, it's never really properly explained, but I assume that Julius told Shin Hyuga that, hey, listen, you want to get rid of the ghost of Hannibal? Here's the plan. We'll make this Ark fleet thing, right? They love to take out covert operations, so they'll probably go after it because they're stupid. We'll put a bunch of nightmare frames on there that are operated, that are drones, like the ones they used against you guys, and we'll have Ashley on there and they'll wipe them out for you. And worst case scenario, we'll blow it up. Either way, we'll take the whole W0 unit out. And Layla's like, I realized they probably put troops on there. So Layla basically anticipated Lucia's plan and came with her own backup plan. So in a way, these two were actually fighting each other. But again, it wasn't official. The problem with Akito the Exile, it's too unfocused. You have like too many things in play. Like either Shin's the main villain or Julius. You can't have both of them. It's too confusing. And you get stuff like this where it's like it's brilliant, but it's not. We get to a good part here where Akito says, you know what? I'm going to go and take care of myself. Now, this is very important because Akito was like, okay, for the first time in my life, I have people I actually care about. You know, Layla and the whole W0 unit. I want to go to Japan one day. And if I can't go, then they should still be able to go. And so he basically changed his whole opinion here about life and his perspective since with the gypsies. And Ryu's like, are you serious right now? So they get into a fight about who's going, who's not going, because Akito wants to protect everyone, and Ryu's like, no, we all go together. And Leo's like, guys, stop fighting. And they're like, nah, it's cool. Even like Sylvie was drinking tea while they're fighting, which is good. I like how Klaus tells Hamill, it's good to be young. It's such a great scene because it really proves the point that Akito, he cares about someone else for once in his life. He's not so nihilistic, and neither is he stoic. He actually like wants to. He's showing how he truly is. He's actually a really good person, but you know, life gave him a lot of lemonades, and he sees no reason to live anymore. Now I mentioned before a little, like, I guess I got ahead of myself, but I do see Alice is affected by Shin's Geass to die. A very Yuffie like moment. And then I believe the OVA ends there. We see more images. Like here's a nice little picture drama image of, or I should say, just a nice artistic picture of Layla in the gypsy outfit. Shin and Akito as kids. Shin when he's founded by the different head orders when they're much younger. And then we see a preview of the next episode, and that's the third OVA. I will be right back to read comments. Be right back. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. All right, let's go back to this. Let's see, what will be our image? How about Ashley? No, I got a better one. We'll go to. Hope you guys don't get a seizure from all this. 1 second. Here, I'll just. Where is it? Yeah, we'll recount for this as the face that runs the place. Okay, let's get rid of that banner. Comments. There's probably not too many, but we will go through them anyways. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. They never bring it up either, which is a very important point. Well, here's the thing. Lelouch should have got the memories back. There's a huge contradiction behind this. Someone asked me once, I forgot when it was, but it was like, hey, when Lelouch got his memories back, did he remember being Julius Kingsley? And I was thinking, no. But then I realized something. He had all his memories from when he was V Britannia. So I'm thinking, yeah, he should have had memories back when he was Julius Kingsley, right? He didn't like. I'm really lost. Like when C2 restored his memories as zero, she didn't erase his past memories when he wasn't zero and he was when Charles took over his mind. So yeah, I'm lost. I have no idea. He should have remembered being Julius Kingsley. Now, if he remembered being Julius Kingsley, what would it change? Probably not a whole lot. He might be more angry at Suzaku for choking him out. Um, in terms of like development with Lelouch in the story, he might remember the Arc Fleet plan he did. Shin Hyuga, he might have questions about Shin Hyuga, but other than that, I don't think too much would have came out of it. Except maybe when he talks to Charles, he might have brought it up. And Charles would have been like, well, I had ideas and plans. And, Charles never answered this question anyway. So I'm not sure besides that how much big impact he would make considering he didn't do much in Akito to begin with. But that's an interesting question. The Britannian Empire being split into two like ancient Rome seems like a bad idea. Couldn't Julius just approach the commander to the Western Front? Yeah, probably. But obviously it doesn't happen. The Gypsy are like the skull. Plot lines for possibilities of R3. You mean the skull with the Geass symbol? That's true. Again, I wouldn't mind it if the Zeta capture like tied all this stuff together. I do feel like as a writer, that's probably a big hurdle to climb, but still, like I wouldn't mind that. Kyle Hagen Higurashi, if you guys have seen the series or not, minor spoiler, but the first season is very confusing. The second one ties it all together. So if they did something like that for Akito, I'd be okay with that. But I know these writers, they won't do it. Um, yeah, because there should have been. Like even like in the scene when Shin Hyuga's talking to all the members of the Euro Britannians, he basically said, "We're going to fight against Britannia. We're going to fight against them," because they were telling him, "Wait, you killed Julius Kingsley? There's gonna be a civil war," and Shin's like, "Yes, yes, there is, and we're gonna defeat them." So there should have been a long time ago. They clearly don't like each other because Duke Villain is very friendly about certain things, and he's more calmer and not as vicious. And we know Charles is the opposite. The Needle Blazer, is that the elbow gun? Made no sense. I don't know. I mean, it's different, I guess, but it's a fair point. I think it's cool, but that's just me. I'm easily impressed. There you go. I should read. I should do a review for Gurren, Last on Gurren at some point, whenever I get time. Yeah, it's not really a shield at all. It's like just an elbow gun. That could work too. Whatever the case may be. Yep, it's close range. The five MCs, including Al of Code Geass, which I think the most. Oh, probably. Hmm, I don't know. Probably Akito. I guess he's the most stable. Alucia's, I mean, might be kind of fun, but I probably wouldn't be able to talk to him. He'd be like he'd be a higher level than I could even comprehend. And then with Al, I don't like him as much, and Orpheus is kind of cool, but I don't know him, so Reina's not bad either, but probably Akito. There you go. That's a way to look at it. That would have been funny, yeah. Must resist murder. Yeah, very true. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know. I thought Nelly was the one who got the abilities, but that could just be me. Bismarck Waldstein versus Koshiro Toto without Geass. Good question. I'd probably say Bismarck, and the only reason why is with the Galahad head was stronger than the Shenhu. The Shenhu and the Sangetsu were about on par, so probably Bismarck. He probably win. Let's be honest, that Excalibur is bullcrap. It deflects. I forget what the cannon's called that the Shenhu uses. It's equivalent to the Radiant Wave Surger, but it deflected like it was nothing. So I would say probably Bismarck. That'd be a fun what if battle though. We're still on this whole the weapon of the Vincent, the Needle Blazer. Yeah, he would definitely he would be it would definitely be Bismarck. Did they confirm that Smiles did kill Layla's father? If they did, I don't remember. That's why I was saying he probably did. What OVA was that he confirmed? Was that the You know what? I think you're right. Again, I'm not sure why, but I must have missed that. Here, let me do a quick search. You're probably right. Again, that's I was like, wait, didn't he? He probably did it though because he was literally present at the event. One second, let me type him in. Give me a second here. He probably did. You're probably right. I can't keep all this crap in my head sometimes. Let's see. Um. Okay, let's see. General Smile, military watch, discuss Yukon so but They have a coup against use Layla. Okay, we know that part. Uh, so the thing about him. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it says anything about him killing anybody. Yeah, I don't think it says anything about him killing. Yeah, I don't think it said anything about him killing her father. Nothing in the Wikipedia page. But that would make sense though if that's what happened. Anyways, I like how Zaka absolutely hates Lucian in this. It takes all self control not to kill him. Yeah, interesting. Well, it's different because in R2 they weren't really close this much. In Akito they had to be like next to each other all the time, so it's a little different. But I see the same dynamic could have implied, I guess. Um, that's hard to say because Akito doesn't do well. It's hard to say because Layla is the one who runs the organization, so she does a lot more than Akito does. But the story is about Akito's journey. You know how he was nearly killed by his brother, how he goes from a stoic person who just wants to die and kill others to finding nuance in life and a reason to live and reason to live with Layla, obviously. It's hard to say whose story this is. They both contribute in their own way to it. The story is about both of them and their connection, which is why, in my opinion, if you were going to do, let's say, if I was in charge of Janissary Code, I would have had Akito and Layla as a team, like Lush and C2 or Orpheus and Olderin, because they're really a team. The picture for the game shows Akito by himself, but in reality, it's Akito and Layla. They're just like Lush and C2. It's the same type of thing. They're both in together. They're both. It's almost like a role reverse because Layla's the one who's kind of running stuff, and Akito's kind of working with her, but in a much more friendlier and less like contract way. They're not co-conspirators, obviously, but I don't entirely agree. They both do a lot for each other and a lot in the story. It's just different because Layla's running the whole organization, and we discuss her backstory. We learn about Akito's backstory. Akito fights Nightmare Frame in Alexander's. Layla tries, but not that great. Both go through massive character development, so I don't know about that. I don't entirely agree. Well, the yeah, the Tristan does not have a shield, but I mean the Vince doesn't even need one anyways. That could be raw. Very true. We're on the same age. I think Akito makes more sense, but that's just me. You guys know they don't play her. It's funny. She must have because she really acts kind of weird during this whole scene. Yeah, well, Mao I believe came after this, so you can't use Mao as an example. But the idea that like she's picky, she's like she chooses different people to give contracts to when they're kids. Like basically, Layla, it's like you have a chance to choose. Mao, it's like no, and Lucia's like I'm not even going to try. So you're right. It's strange. C2 can't make up her mind. She's kind of weird like that, I guess. A stubborn creature. Good question. I'm gonna go with Schneizel, but Shin is definitely not stupid. Especially when you talk about charisma and also just strategy wise. Shin's not that. He's not definitely no a lightweight, but then again, Shin has lost repeatedly to Akito, whereas Schneizel lost once to Lelouch. Granted, it was definitely not the it was the it cost him a lot, but still Schneider seems to be a lot smarter than Shin. They both are not stupid though. That's for sure. Yeah, but Layla won't. But there's certain lines Layla won't cross. She's definitely doing it in a heroic way, trying to protect people's lives. Well, Lucia's kind of like Layla in the beginning, but he tends to he kind of goes off a little bit and treads into anti-hero, even villainy territory, where Layla never does that. I do agree with this last point. I think they should have had some. They should have been opponents, not Shin Hyuga. Basically, they should have picked one person and stuck with them. Either excuse me, either you have Akito fight Shin and she fights Julius, or you just have one or the other. Like you can't. If you had maybe 10 episodes, you could have both of them and it would make sense. But five, you got like no time for either, so it seems rushed. But I do agree though that's a very valid point. Yeah, the outfits are nice. That's not my problem, but that's true. We're still going on this. The Tristan and Percival, they don't have a shield because they have special areas like Tristan can't deform. Right. Well, I mean, the Alexanders don't have slash Harkins or shields either. Not that it matters. Oh, dual antagonist? Oh, interesting. I don't know. I mean, maybe he could have joined Shin Hyuga. I don't know. There wouldn't be as much redemption. And again, or if you want to do that, you need more episodes. They only had 5 to work with. Yeah, it's funny. We're still talking about this. Funny. Mission attraction. Various cans of needle blazer. Various cans pretty cool. Yeah, I guess it's way better than the needle rifle. The needle blazer. Something like that. They were trying to like put both in, and they didn't really do a good job of it. Colin Koski versus Anya. Oh, definitely the Satan. Wait, first of all, Flying Naval version wins on its own. Satan A elements is not even fair. Colin definitely beats Anya. That there's no question in my mind. I mean, she defeated her in turn 6, and she wasn't really trying. So, um, yeah, that's true. But what about the There's that cone shield they use as well. I forgot the name of it, which is pretty cool. They use the cone shield. They use the Blaze Luminous system. I don't know. No one else uses the Varus. So the Vince doesn't use it, and the Vincent Vards don't use it either. Interesting. What about the Yeah, I'm not sure else would have used it. That's interesting. I never thought about that, but yeah, it is a very powerful weapon. Hell, it destroyed Colin's arm, so not her real arm, her the Gurren's arm. Hey, it kind of is, yeah. Very Joker like for sure. Well, they didn't go 2 on their last encounter. That's like I don't think Anya could win. I didn't even notice that. It does? Hold on. That's pretty good eyes because that fight, I mean, it's a cool fight, but the CGI is so heavy you can't even tell. Where's the emblem on the landslide? And more importantly, is that emblem on the landslide even in like the R2? Is it? Oh, is it on the head? Is this what we're talking about? The emblem on the head? Where is that located? It must be the head area. That's cool. Yeah, no, a lot of details. The fight is really good. It's not my favorite in the franchise. It's definitely up there though. I'm working on a top 10 list by the way for my favorite Nightmare battles and Geass, and it's definitely on there. But not my favorite one. But I can see why you would say that. It's well done. No doubt there. So cool. He can climb. Yeah, he climbs up at the ceiling. It's crazy. He's like, dude, agreed. Yeah, that'd been kind of cool. Even can you imagine if Suzaku fought against Shin Hyuga? Oh my god. Yeah, possibly. Are we talking about the Space Guardian? I think that'd been kind of cool. It's both actually. That's what's so confusing. There's like 3 different versions of the original timeline, and all 3 of them have Akito taking place in R1 and R2. Somehow that like makes sense. It's very confusing. But to answer your question, yes. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't make any sense. He should have killed him. I don't know. Lelouch Layla shipping. Not a fan of that, but sure. Um, so I read, yeah, they made a bunch. Most of them are pretty bad, and not because they're like you said, that they're decent, but like they're worthless. Like top 10 characters ranked by height. Like you could make like a short for that, which I was going to do at some point. And funny enough, here's the crazy part: the person may have watched the show, but they don't understand it too well, or get they don't do a lot of research because they put like Dalton high on the list, but they don't know how tall he is. But if you do some research online, you can find an entire height chart. It's out there. They didn't use it for Dalton, who's actually taller than Schneisel, who's taller than like everyone else in the series. Um, a lot of the articles CBR makes are pointless. It's like most, I don't want to call it YouTubers, but there's some YouTubers who make lists about stuff and it's pointless. It's like the top 10 something of something. And it's like, who is this for exactly? If you've never watched the show, don't read this because it's spoiler. If you have watched the show, then you already know the information. So who is this targeted towards? The answer is I don't know. Nobody, I guess. And so CBR's article are generally speaking, they're not really interesting or engaging. They're just mindless dribble. Like they made one recently called like top characters ranked by age. I'm like, why would you put you? I read it because it's board. Yuffie's like listed as like youngest characters, by the way. So like Yuffie's at the very end, and she's like 16 or something. But a bunch of characters are 16 in the story, so you could throw them all on there. Like, why stop with her? And they don't mention the girl who's the one who runs EU now. I keep forgetting her name, but there's that girl, and a bunch of other people too. And they like mention the most. It's just CBR is so random. It's just random crap. Um, yeah, they made one also like the top 10. I don't know, was tall characters. This like it's just mindless dribble. I tried going through some of this stuff, and it's decent at best and garbage at worst, which is pretty typical of CBR. I'll go through the articles if you guys want me to. Most of them are pretty bad, or they say nothing, which is almost as bad. I'll say one thing in their credit though. They got one person do all the articles for Code Geass, and while the person still doesn't know a lot about the series, at least they have one person on it, so there's some knowledge. But generally speaking, it's like they have an agenda when they write these articles to piss off the fans, and every article they write, either purposely or otherwise, they get stuff wrong. In my last rant, you saw that, so it's God, I hate those people. They shouldn't exist. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Well, I don't know. That's I don't buy that, but that's interesting. Since it never comes up, that caused the whole like Doctor Who time skip thing, which I don't want to discuss right now. But well, it doesn't make any sense how their thing worked. They just took characters who were like why would you pick T? That's something too I should mention. When CBR makes these ranking articles, they don't ever quantify why someone is higher or someone else on a list. They just throw all stuff out there. Again, it's if I wanted to, I can make the same mindless dribble stuff, but I don't do it because generally speaking, I think there's no value to it unless it's like a funny like type of list or something, but not a full length video. God no. And at least when I do stuff like that, which is not always common, I at least try to give you guys some valid reasons why the character is ranked in this part of the list or why I consider it some way or other. With CBR, it's like I'm just gonna describe it for you, and if you want to know like why it's on this part of the list, well, I don't know. Piss off. I mean, in friendlier words. Who takes himself too seriously? I think Light takes himself way too more seriously than Lelouch does. When I say too seriously, I don't know. Lelouch doesn't take himself that seriously at all. Like it, I don't know. Disagree with that completely. I love to read the response, but then again, I don't care. Left shoulder. Okay, let's see. Um, if I'm seeing it, by the way, let me know. Where is it in the left? I don't see it there. Let's see. I don't see it there. These pictures are so like it's so hard to see when the CGI like when you pause it. I'll have to look later. I don't see it. Is that's the wait? That's a left right shoulder, right? So where's the left one? Oh, that's it. Oh, that is really cool. It's a that's yeah. This is it, right? I'm looking at it. You can comment like later on when the the latency passes. I think that's it. Okay. Suzaku's not a villain. He's an. I wouldn't call Suzaku a villain. He might be an antagonist, but I wouldn't call him a villain. I think that term is really yeah, because no, he's not. He's not a villain. Like he's an antagonist, but not a villain. Like you could have an antagonist who's a villain, or an antagonist who's a hero, and vice versa, right? Like Light and L, right? L is the antagonist, Light is the protagonist, but Light's the villain and L is the hero. So that makes no goddamn sense. If you guys want, maybe I'll do a poll. Um, I'll go through one of these super articles and just like speed through how they're so stupid if you guys want, because I haven't gone through them in a while. But like Jesus, I don't even the truth is I don't even read these like generic articles because they're usually crap. But like maybe at some point I'll mention it. Okay, there you go. Gino versus Anya. Christian Divider would probably be the Mordred. Otherwise, I would give it to the Mordred. Yeah, that's why I don't go on their site because they get paid per view. It's so dumb. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like Razafon's mech designs more, which is ironic because some people say the mech designs are terrible. I'm like, really? How are they terrible? The mech designs for Razafon are awesome. So out there. It's like Evangelion. It's just so strange. Because, as you guys know, Razafon based its designs on Egyptian mythology. So that's kind of unique. How many animes you know besides Yu Gi Oh! Was based on Egyptian mythology? Like none. Maybe there's one here and there, but I can't think of any top of my head. So that's kind of cool. Where Full Metal Panic is more like not generic, but like standard. Not very fantasy. More like yeah, that's what a mech would actually look like. So Deadly Raws are fun, but I like both though. That's for sure. I have not. I should play it though. Maybe I'll play that on here going forward. If I get a translation for the DS game, I could definitely play it. I have a DS emulator, so I could try it at some point. Um, Maybe early on Luch was a hero, but to the very end, ooh, I don't know. Luch being a hero, and that Geass massacre though, that was there was Narita, that was, and then there was I don't know if I see like Zaku as a villain though. That's a like because if you think about it, the only thing evil that Suzaku does, in my mind, is stop Lelouch and fight his own people and keep Britannia on top, which I guess is evil from a certain point of view. But when you think about like traits that villains generally have, being selfish, which I guess Zaku's a little selfish. What else do villains do? They tend to. I was just thinking a whole thing about this. Villains tend to act selfishly. They don't have any noble qualities like courage, honor, respect, and that stuff. And Suzaku does have those things. I don't know. I would say he's more of a hypocritical hero. I wouldn't call him a villain's a very strong term, right? You think of villains in stories like Joker from like Batman, because I've been doing a lot of Dark Knight stuff. That's clearly a villain. I don't think Suzaku's in the same league of that. There's no full translation, but I'm sure there's like a some kind of thing I could do to translate it though. Has the English patch. Oh, top three evil deeds of Suzaku. Okay. Let's see. He killed his father. He um I was gonna say the well, he fired the flea, but that wasn't his fault, so we're not gonna count that one, technically. He didn't really betray Lelouch because Lelouch betrayed him. so I wouldn't count that one. Um, he stopped the resistance at Shinjuku so clothes could kill the people. But again, like, is that really a Here's the thing: Zaku didn't know about that second part, so it's not really fair to throw that on him. Later on in the story, Zaku is aware of certain things, so I'll give you credit for that. But here, he didn't know that was going to happen. He simply stopped the fighting. That's hard to say. Suzaku was fed lies, so based on what he knew, I wouldn't call him a villain. He was acting to rescue Cornelia after Solaris event at Saitama. See, that one, I think you have a better argument. Um, but here's the problem: when you say evil deeds, right? These are not really evil. How do I put this? It isn't so much what he's doing; it's the result of what he did. I guess is the problem. Like, he didn't actually kill anyone in these two scenarios you're mentioning. Instead, he simply helped someone who did. I guess. But from what he was told, at least in the first case, it was a terrorist attack, and they were going to hurt innocent civilians, which Saku stopped. That was the narrative he was told. He didn't know they were actually massacring him as part of some scheme to grab C2. So I don't blame him for the first one. The second one, I will say is a little bit better, and you have a better argument there. Except again, based on Saku, what he was trying to accomplish, it made sense he have to help out the royal family because he's working for the Britannian military. Now, one thing I will mention that you mentioned in the one thing I'll mention that you mentioned of mentioning is that by not clearing Yuffie's name and not like acknowledging that the 11s were killed by the Britannians, that's a problem to me. One thing I don't like about Zaku is that he claims he wants to help out the Japanese people, but he doesn't like do anything. He doesn't care when they're being massacred. Like, even when Yuffie killed a bunch of them, well, a bunch, she killed thousands. He doesn't really respond or act in any way against them dying. He's only concerned about, Yuffie, which I understand she means a lot to him. But like, your people are being slaughtered, dude. Like, pay attention. So there is that. Now, not clearing Yuffie's name, like, that's a little complicated because I have a feeling. I've got a feeling. I got a feeling that if he accomplished his goal, became Knight of One, took over Japan, whatever the case may be, I think then he was going to clear Yuffie's name. He was trying to first accomplish that goal to get more power and authority to accomplish the other goal. He never states this. It's just my theory. Um, but Shinosaku doing evil things in general in the story, he's more like it's weird because he doesn't do many evil acts. It's the fact he supports an evil country is where the problem lies, right? I mean, here's a question I got to ask. It's a pretty basic one, but like, if one country occupies another, and people in the occupied country fight to help out that country, but not necessarily because they support it, because they have to get something accomplished, are they truly evil people? I don't know. It's something I think about all the time in context to like other stuff. So that's the thing about Suzaku. The banner looks awesome. Thank you. I spent a lot of time working on that thing. Oh my god, I had to make a new one because I realized when people go to my channel, they don't know what the hell this is, so I have to make more clear, more clear what the content is. Excuse me, jeez, the bourbon. I based it actually on a couple of channels I was looking at who had really badass banners. So, and of course, the seal has to be on there as customary. They're very similar. C2 is like Quan, who is like Ray. They're all very similar characters in terms of having some kind of connection to the supernatural, being very important to the protagonist, almost like their source of power. Although Quan didn't have anything to do with like Quan was the sister of Ayato's mother, who was a Mew. Is it Mew? Oh my god, I'm trying to remember. Mulian. They call him something else. Anyway, so they were sisters. They were sent, I believe, as part of like the whole plan to change the whole world. God, Rosalind's kind of complicated, but they're all kind of the same in that sense. They both have a connection to the mother. They both are like a vehicle for the main character to gain power. So who do I like more? Obviously, I like C2 more, but Quan is good though. Quan's very interesting. Also loves to sing, and she rocks good pink hair. I think he only conquered the EU as far as I know, because well, first of all, there aren't too many countries that conquer anymore, right? Because they're all part. There's like three world powers: the Chinese Federation, the EU, and Britannia. So he's not conquering too many. And again, he's not specifically going out there and murdering lots of people. He's just simply just defeating armies. That's technically war. If you want to go by that route, anyone who's involved in war is technically evil. Which, look, if you want to hold that opinion, that's fine. But I'm not sure if you can be logically consistent with that. If you're going to argue, let's say, Lucius is not a villain because he also engages in war too. So that's why I don't count it. Now, let's say Suzaku was going to other countries. He was lining up all like the head people of different nations and killing them. Okay, you might have something there. Or when he kills innocent people just to kill them, fine. Like Bradley is would be considered a villain in that regard. Or another person in Double O. There's the three siblings. I forgot their names, but they had the Gundam. What were they called? The Thrones, and she kills what's her name? Louise's family. Okay, that was messed up. If Suzaku was doing stuff like that, then yeah, you got a point there. But just fighting them alongside other people in the army, I don't know. That's a stretch. What I'm saying is that if you want Suzaku as a villain, you have to really work for it. It's not very. That's a hard argument to have there. Antihero, sure. Villain, I don't know. Zero TV, welcome. Glad you're watching. Cornelia is racist and doesn't mind the 11s being second class citizens and support the government's treatment of them. She has no problem killing innocent civilians if they're opposing her, and she has no problem being mean to her own siblings, specifically Yuffie. When she steps out of line, she definitely throws rank at her. Is she fighting for her country? Sure, but Cornelia definitely does a lot of messed up stuff, and I wish R2 did a better job of showing her change in character because it seemingly comes out of nowhere, like an RKO. See ya and wow. Okay, I don't know. Low viewers. Sorry, man. Why are you apologizing? I don't care. Most people don't. First of all, a couple things on that. Number one, I don't have many subscribers. I love you guys, and I appreciate you're watching, but um, I don't have many subscribers. So generally speaking, if you have like I've noticed, unless you're like a really big show on YouTube, most of the time you get like maybe like 0.00% of your subscribers watch your live streams. Like you have to have like I don't know, maybe 10,000 subscribers to get 100 views per video or viewers per live stream. If you get like 100,000, maybe 1,000, you get a million, you might get 10,000. Like you have to have a lot of subscribers to get lots of viewers to appear on live streams. And I see this all the time with different people. Like it's crazy. I've seen them channel, they have like lots of subscribers. They got like no viewers either. So it's, it's a preferences, obviously. I don't need your pity, my friend. I'm just kidding. Thanks for stopping by, anyways. Well, if Lelouch had won, wouldn't it mean Suzaku would have been shot? Well, Suzaku was not shot, right? We'll go on that angle. Then probably he probably been pretty pissed off. I would say that much. Assuming he's not permanently injured, then I think nothing really changes too much. He still wants to defeat Lelouch, although if Lelouch had won and he escaped Common Island, would he have been Lelouch's prisoner? Interesting. I don't know. We'll think about that one. Uh, I know Zach Lelouch would not have gone to Charles, and that would have changed a lot of stuff in the story. Maybe the Black Knights would have won the rebellion. I think that would be kind of cool. I definitely like the original better. The only thing I will say about the Sutherlands, at least they have like that cool Britannia royalty like aspect to them, like the capes and the axes and stuff. So that's cool. But the CGI, I can't take it. That's a good point. And that I mentioned in a video I'm working on where I said how no one in Code Geass is really a good person, and the show constantly like makes you think about the both sides during the series. Like there is no innocent. There's no innocence. Everyone's guilty on some level. That's a fair point. Um, if you work for awful people, you're evil by default. See, the problem is you're comparing like I don't know if that's true or not because you're comparing like a mob boss in a sense to his henchmen to an entire country you're fighting for. Like that's, I mean, if I think if you took that argument, you're comparing two things that are not comparable, in my opinion. If let's say Britannia was a mob organization and it wasn't a whole nation itself, then maybe you'd have a point there. But that's the scales are different. That's the problem. There's more nuance in let's say an army versus, a henchman of a mob boss. I'll definitely say Suzaku worked under some bad people, but I wouldn't say he's in the same vein. Eh, I don't know. I think she's a little more ruined, and I think it's more than that. But sure, yeah, Cornelia's a cool character, but like, um, R2 kind of ruined her though. Okay, Colin's evil because you work for so basically minds and slaves people, Matsper. I mean that's why again that's what I was trying to say before. Like you can't like there's nuance here. That's the problem. There's too much nuance. Yeah. Um, he knew Charles used Geass. He knew that much. Did he know that Charles was like he knew Charles dirty his hand with Geass power. He knew that Charles was obviously a dictator of the country. So maybe in that respect, he knew he was evil. At the same time, though, Charles like Jesus Christ, so many names in my head. Let Zaku into the sort of Akasha, so he definitely was comfortable showing him certain things. So it's debatable what he knew or didn't know. Yeah, exactly. It's a um, it's a government ruled by it's a government ruled by a king. So yes, it's a dictatorship that's run by nobles and an aristocracy. So yes, that's a fair point. Technically, it's a dictatorship. It's a king. Kings run the place. You don't vote for kings, as far as I know. Like that Monty Python. I'm the king. I didn't vote for you. You don't vote for a king. Ugh, I love the movie The Holy Grail. So funny. A quick reminder: Tamaki almost murdered the members of the student council on Zaku in episode 25. Yeah, Tamaki is an idiot. And what's worse is he disobeyed. Not we're like totally we're going to stop talking about Zaku. Not only did he try killing all the members in episode 25, but he went against Lucia's orders twice. Moron. How different do you think Lucian Zaku would have been if they got therapy before the show? There wouldn't be a show. Oh, yeah. There wouldn't be a show. Look, if everyone got therapy in Code Geass, like, it'd be a funny skit. Like, if everyone got therapy in the series. First, Nina. I really like you, Fiend. I have, like, feelings about my life that are maybe potentially against the understanding of the world. Like, being a lesbian is not acceptable. And they're like, they get her help. She's normal. Luge gets help. Everyone's fine. Luge probably wouldn't be so dependent on Nunnally either if he got Yeah, absolute monarchy. That's the term. I always forget the name of it. Okay. The point is, though, hold on, I gotta change my. All right, 1 second. This is gonna be kind of weird, but I can totally do it. Okay, and let me move this over here. I want to show my better screen for this, so I'll put this over here. I'm not used to. Let's see something. Share screen. Share screen. We want to share. Okay. Look at that. Janissary code. Okay. Yeah, I always read the name of what it's called. Absolute monarchy. All right. Oh, now I can't see anything. Now I can. All right. Okay. Let's get that out of there. Okay. I think I got money from the dual mode because it looks like I did. I did. Awesome. I got. Let's see. 1,000. Excellent. I'm still S rank. Geass. Okay. All right. So what's going on now is that there's a bunch of things I can summon for. So let's do that. A lot of summonings today. If you guys like summoning, we're going to be doing that a lot. All right. No one's saying that. Like, absolutely not. The point you're making is that there's more nuance. That right. That's the point. I think just limiting the whole discussion to just thuggery is like it just limits it too much. You know, there's nuance to the debate. That's the point you're trying to make, right? Yes. Let's get me some detard. Let's get my detard on. Here we go. Time to get my detard on. Okay, Gigi. C2. Ooh, we're getting a 4? Oh, we're getting a 4. This looks good. All right, let's do it. For me. Give me a 4. Come on. Yes, yes, we're getting the 4. Upgrade, upgrade. All right, no upgrade. Here we go. Who are we getting? I'm really excited. All right, Cecile. I always love duplicates. Jeremiah. Jeremiah Gutwald. All right, next. Let's see. Shirley, good. More duplicates. We'll take them. Ooh. Futaba. Ooh, Kaguya. Perfect. I want more of her. Wouldn't mind, Detard, man. Look. Detard. My man. All right, show me Layla. We can do it. We're talking Akito the Exiled. Show me Layla. Ah, Totsia. Lame. Just lame, Totsia. Fudge off. Shut up, dude. I hate you. Totsia. Klaus. Totsia can piss off. Ooh, Valletta. More, not duplicates yet, because I actually... look at that. Speed of groping. Ryu with the grope. Poor Ryu. Totsia. Piece of crap. All right, one more time. I'm not satisfied. Freaking Totsia. Gigi? Just Gigi. Okay. Really, just twos? Okay, 2 3s. Upgrade, maybe? Upgrade? No upgrade, of course. All right, so we got freaking Totsia. Really? All right. Futaba? Toto. I already got plenty of her, so duplicates. Surely. Detard? We'll take all the detards. Shirley? Toto? Guilford? Cecile? Our 3 is Jeremiah again. All right, and then Jeremiah again. Wow. Just wow. Okay. Whatever. Thanks, guys. I totally wanted that. Let's do some Code League summons. Because, hold on. Yeah. Okay, I got that figured out. No. Let's see. Okay, cool. I was running with my summons there. Okay. Seriously, Totsuya. What a shame. I can't stand that character. When I first played this game, I had him unlocked, and he was just so bad. It was like, it was the worst. Rolo, okay, that's a good one, I guess. I don't use him, but sure. Yeah, that's true. That's true. 2D tart is important. That's all I care about. Let's see. Lelouch is a kid. He's pissed off. He's never not pissed off. Cecile, okay. Klaus, my man. Bismarck, pretty cool. What else we got here? Wasabi or Sasabi, whatever his name is. Rolo and Rolo again. Oh, Jeremiah, of course. Of course I get Jeremiah. Why would I not get Jeremiah, right? So stupid. Oh, Ryu? The cool Ryu. All right, awesome. Now what we can do is, so we got this little special thing here where if you summon, you're guaranteed, like if you're getting out of 4, it's one of these 4. So let's do it. First, our free summon, because I like free stuff. Let's see what our free summon's going to be. Oh, Jip. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's crap. Probably a level 2. Yep. Valletta. Great. Okay. All right. Now let's read some comments real quick, and then I will. I got 4 orange boys. All right. Dictatorship stuff. Right. There's just tons of examples where dictatorship doesn't exactly mean complete evil, right? Do you remember what Kodar was? I was first studying C2, but then it evolved to making Jeremiah a cyborg and pilot the Siegfried. I thought it was recreating C2 for other people or something. But yeah, it's not entirely clear what it was. It was studying C2's immortality, then replicating it onto Jeremiah. Um, is it bad to say I like both? Because both stories are great. I mean, Monster is a really good story when it comes to certain areas, series. Oh my god, what did you say? Certain areas of gray morality, as you pointed out there. Lord of the Rings is my favorite film franchise of all time, so that already tells you how I feel about that. But with I tend to like more good versus evil if it's like Lord of the Rings style, but that's a hard question to ask because I really like Apocalypse Now. That's actually a fantastic film. One of my favorites of all time, actually, since you brought it up. But yeah, that's a good film. Here we go. First round 3. Gigi? Just Gigi, of course. Oh, I like her face. Maybe we're getting a 4? 4 for 4 for 4? Please? Oh, weak. Upgrade. There we go. Upgrade me to 4s, please. Oh, fudge. Guilford. Tamaki. Oh, Tamaki. I haven't seen you in a while. Ooh, Sayako. Great. Great. I love Sayako. Ooh, Sayako again. One more Sayako? Why not? 3 Sayakos. Shirley, sure. Shirley. 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 Oh. Cecile. Klaus. Oh my god, 5 Jeremiahs. Oh, total, something different. 5 Jeremiahs today. What the fudge? 5 Jeremiahs. Oh my god. All right. Again. Show me turtle. Ooh, that looks good. Maybe. Looks good. Oh, we're getting a 4. Oh my god, guys, we're getting 4 4s. We're getting a bunch of them. Oh my god. I've never gone this before. This is insane. I'm not even joking right now. I have never gone that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, we're getting a bunch of 4s in this one. I'm not joking. When you see L2, I've never gotten L2 before. This is insane. You're supposed to get a bunch of 4s when this happens. Oh my god, we're getting up 2 4s. Oh my god. I've never gotten that before. That's crazy. Jesus. Okay. All right, Cecile. All right. Tamaki. All right. Let's get to those 4s already. Valletta. Okay. Next. Ogi. Shirley. Okay. Our 3 is Jeremiah. 6 Jeremiahs. What the fudge? Okay, whatever. Let's just. All right, level 4 time. Come on, you could do it. C2 or Suzaku. C2 or Suzaku. Come on. Look at that. Look who we got, people. Suzaku. Finally. Sorry for the loud clapping. I'm crazy right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. All right, I gotta calm down. But like, oh. All right, Tamaki. All right, C2, please. Oh, Lelouch. You know what? Honestly, not terrible because of the relics, but still, we got Suzaku. Awesome. 1 second. I want to save this image. Let's see. Cool. All right, guys, that was awesome. I'm so happy you're to watch me get Suzaku and Lelouch. So cool. All right, we're gonna keep going, by the way, because this is a rare event, so we're gonna keep going at it. I plan to spend at least 12 on this. Gigi, okay, just Gigi. That's fine. That last one was insane. Oh my god, 6 Jeremiahs. We got 6 Jeremiahs. How does that even happen? What world do we live in where you get 6 Jeremiahs? Anyways, all right. No 4s in this one. Lloyd, all right. I like Lloyd. No problems there. More Kaguya, perfect. I need more Kaguya, so that helps. No Yufis though, but we can definitely buy the remaining ones for her. Ah, Detard. Futaba. Third Detard. Guilford, Klaus. Guilford. Shirley. Man, we need more level 2s. There's just the same crap. Oh, Lux. I'll take Lux. Why not? I like Lux. All right, last 4 rounds summoning, and then that's it, people. Hopefully we get C2. I've been trying so hard to get C2, and no matter what I do, can't get C2, you know? I mean, I got Suzaku. I'm not going to complain too much, but man. We're not getting a 4 in this one. Oh, maybe we are. I can't believe I got the L2. That was so awesome. Maybe we're getting a 4 because she seems really excited. Maybe an upgrade or something. Upgrade. Maybe. We're getting a 4. Oh my god. We're getting a 4. Okay, last chance. C2. Come on. Show me C2. And then we're good. Toto. Okay, great. Good to see you. Toto again. Good to see you. Move on. All right. Please, for the love of God, C2. More Lelouch. We'll take it. I need more Lelouch anyways to improve his character, but just like, all right, what last we got here? Okay, Valletta. Shirley. There might be a 3 in here. I don't think so. Klaus. Sayako. Futaba. And our 3 is Ryu again. Lovely. Okay. Bismarck is not a playable character. Jesus. Okay, that was a lot of stuff. I'm not. That was a lot. Okay, let's go through some comments real quick here, and I'll try to manage what I just got here. Okay, Shirley versus Kaname. I think Kaname was definitely more important. Does Colin asked does wait? Colin does ask if she's evil for the landslide Naruto. Luch also asks these questions, but he does have answers to free Japan, a country in occupation. Um, yeah, but so what? Like, okay, that's not a good response. I mean, yeah, it's that's true. Like they'll have to hurt people to do stuff, which makes them anti-heroes. True. And what about Suzaku? He's doing this to also help Japan out in his own way. That's kind of the point. Like, who's right and who's wrong in that sense. Um, he's focused more on the he's more Suzaku is more focused on stopping like people fighting each other altogether. So I'll definitely agree on some level. Yes, his focus on the people of Japan is a problem, but I'm not sure what that has to do with him being a villain. That's like the question you have to ask about that stuff. But Jesus, okay. First, let's upgrade Kaguya because she's really powerful. Come on, let's go, Mario. Okay. Um, next, we're gonna upgrade Lelouch. He was actually one of the first characters I ever got in this game. You know, believe it or not, I got two Lucius too. That's pretty cool. So I might even sell Toadsia to get him to four because, like, I definitely could do that because he's okay. Psycho, we can bring her to four, which is good. All right. Moving right along here. Guildford, I already have him leveled up, so I'm not worried about that. Og, I got one, but I got so much Jeremiah. It was insane. Toto. God, these names. All right. Nothing for him. Shirley and Toto are already filled up. Nothing for D-Tard. Didn't get much to D-Tards, actually, this much. But a lot of Valletta, I am very close, like 1/3 from finishing her off. Jeremiah, I have. How much Jeremiah did I get, by the way? 100 Jeremiahs. We'll get him to 3. It's fine. Cool. Okay. So Jeremiah's at 3. I never use them, but hey, you never know. Klaus, I cannot. Futaba, really? I was so close before, but okay, I guess not. Who else? Tamaki, I already have full, so don't worry about him. Ryu, I got enough for you. We can get him up to 3. Okay, cool. See, the women are groping him because women love him in a weird way. I'm not gonna use what's his name, Totsuya, because I hate him, and I think that's everybody. Yeah, and of course we got Suzaku. Pretty cool stuff. Okay. It must be because what the hell? All right. Let's. I gotta do some battles here because I want to. Back off. I got a lot of Shirleys today. No doubt in my mind. I got a ton of Shirleys. Okay, we're gonna with Tianzi. Actually, we need Tianzi, but I'll put Zaku in this spot. I'll replace Zero with Suzak for Tianzi. Or wait, yeah, here we go. Okay. Okay, let's go back off. Let's go to here, get some more. I can't win against Seed 2. God dang, I don't know. I'm never gonna. I'm gonna play this game probably for years, and I'm never gonna get Seed 2. It's just how it is, It's just how it is. Okay, and let's see this one. Get some more Zio stuff. Okay. Okay, let's go back off there. Let's go here. to. I think I've been doing. Yeah, I'm trying to get food to put up there, so I'll just. Yeah, it is Jeremiah Day. Okay, so I got that unlocked. I forgot to. No, hold on. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. Unfortunately for Suzaku, though, because I got him kind of late in the game, I don't know if I'm actually going to use him at any point in the game, which is kind of sad. But I don't think I'm ever going to use him. I don't have the resources to spend on him. That's one of the harsh realities of this game. Unless you spend your money in it, you kind of are screwed. Okay, anyhow. Yes, I got a lot of Cecile Groomy. The joke will never stop. That is true, but I didn't get. I would have liked to have gotten C2 herself, but it's okay. All right, now I'm gonna sell some of the code links I don't need anymore. Relics. I'm gonna try to see if I get Yuffie higher up there. So let's see. Hold on, let's make sure I know who I'm selling. I want to go to level 2s. Okay. So Tamaki, Cecile, Toto, Shirley, and Guilford. Okay, those are ones we can sell. I got so much Shirley. You're not even kidding. I got a ton of Shirley. So, okay, Cecile will sell all of hers. Okay. Toto will sell all of hers. I already have her completed. Okay. Shirley will sell all of hers. 160. Just don't sell. Well, I won't for now because I still need it. But once I complete him, I will be selling my D-turds. But you're right, not for now. Okay, Tamaki. And finally, Guilford, right? I just looked at it, but I'm just checking one more time. Yeah, Guilford, it's complete. See, the goal is to get you want to get all the level 2s summoned out completely so you can sell the relics to improve your level 3 character. That's like the goal you're trying to accomplish in this game, among other things. Okay. We got a ton, so I can probably complete Yuffie now. Let's try it. Where's Yuffie? Yuffie. I'm Oofy. Right. About all 10. Look at that. All 10. Actually, can't cancel. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to do that. Oh, well. Damn it. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's not fine. That was stupid. Okay, anyways. I meant to So Lost Story, since you brought it up, they have a bunch of videos on the mech battles, but the problem with those videos is I don't know if it's legit or not. If that makes any sense. I'm looking at the battles and they look kind of cool, but I haven't seen any gameplay yet. Promotional videos are nice, but can you just show me what's actually going on? Is that too much to ask? I guess so. I don't know. It's why not just show me what's going on? But I don't know. It'd be great, right? Just say, here's what's happening, here's what's not happening. Something like that. I don't know. Code links. I'm not gonna do this funny guy. That's you're not. It's kind of boring. Let's do a duel battle real quick. S rank as always. I'll never get SS rank. S rank is fine. Okay. Let's see. Oh my god, that's hundreds across the board. We probably couldn't beat that. But why are the levels so low? That's so weird. Is it because they don't have their things their skills maxed out? Because I see 400s, but low rank there. That's kind of disconcerting. Andrew Ryan, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? Andrew Ryan, a man's a slave. Or was it what's that classic line he said that a man chooses, a slave obeys, or something? Oh my god, BioShock is the GOAT. That game, love that game. But it'd be interesting. I think Lush probably wouldn't like Andrew Ryan as much as maybe he would. They have similar philosophies about slavery, right? Because Lush was always until I met C2, he basically was a slave. So there's some similarities in that regard. But hmm, yeah, I don't know. Be interesting though. Let's see. What the Death Star thing in the trailer? I don't know. Good question. The Death Star thing. You see, we're winning now because my team is really powerful. Oh, look at this one! Oh my God, maxed out 100. Oh, Jesus, this team will never be defeated. This team is disgusting. Wow, just wow. Anyhow, I'm gonna pretend and see that. That's a powerful team right there. I think we can. You know what? Maybe I should put Yuffie just to be safe. And I'll give her a Oh, that works too. Sure. Basically, we're putting all our hopes and dreams in Colin. She can't let us down. I don't see why he wouldn't be. Although C2 and Layla, that's a whole nother situation because of their past. Wow, this was way one sided. I didn't think it would be this one sided, honestly. I thought because they had. Wow, okay, I guess not. Wow, that was really one sided. I did not think it was going to be one sided. Okay. Energy. What a waste. That's what I get. Energy. Okay. We couldn't beat this one. Even though maybe we could actually, but I'm not gonna go for it. You need easy wins during this thing. Tamaki at 100. Yeah, he's actually pretty powerful, but can we actually win this one? And you know what? I'm not gonna risk it. I need to get easy wins. We can probably win this one though. Even this one theoretically, but we'll go with the easy win. All right. I'm not losing on stream. Or actually, I have several times. Who am I kidding? But Charles Z. Britannia versus Andrew Ryan in terms of presence and story, memorable scenes. Well, I would say both are kind of in the background. Like Andrew doesn't even show himself until the end of the game. A spoiler is, by the way, Bioshock's really old, but anyways, in case you didn't know. Oh, speaking of Bioshock, actually, where is it? If you guys ever played the game, there's actually this mode. I bought it for my PS4. I don't own a PS5 yet, by the way. Right here, this is a really cool collection. It has all three games. If you're interested. Are we winning? Oh yeah, we're totally winning. That was so one sided. I'm telling you, Nully is broken. Uh, Lucian Ange, I don't know. That seems really random. That's like a no offense. That's a crack ship I've ever saw in my life. Um, well, sure, she might be enamored by him, but like, that was a couple. I don't know. That's weird. It's really weird. They just don't seem similar at all. Like, is that just me? They just don't. I didn't even buy the Yuffie stuff. That was stupid. Like, if you compare, I didn't upgrade Yuffie before I used her. Oh well. But like, if you compare them, it just, I don't know. I'm not seeing it. You know, that's just me, but I'm not seeing it. All right. Now she's even stronger. Thank God I get a Gino, because God, do I hate Gino's character in this game. So bad. I could have used Tamayano though, but but a lot of Jeremiah. For whatever reason, the game said, here's all the Jeremiahs you could ever want in your life. I like more Cornelia's, but Jeremiah was today. And Luke's, I got more, but I don't have enough to upgrade her. So there is that. Anything else I have to do in this game? I think I've completed all my dailies and weeklies probably at this point. There's my golden ticket. Do I have enough for a 4 guaranteed summon? Probably not. I think I'm 2 off. Let me see. I am 2 off, yeah. And once I get Suzaku, I'll be 9 off. But, I'm not too upset with this. I didn't get C2, but I did get Suzaku and more Lucius. And honestly, in this game, the sad part is, summoning one character is not enough. You gotta summon a bunch to actually succeed. Now I can do now, which is really cool. Watch this. No, I don't. Oh, I said in this game. In this game, I don't like Gino. I think Gino's great in the series. I'm saying in this game. Although I will say, when I did make those comments about Gino about not liking him, some stuff he does piss me off. That's all I was pointing out. But in general, no, I don't hate Gino. They could have done more of him though. That's kind of frustrating. Although he should have gotten the hint from Colin that she wasn't interested in him. But that's his own problem. So check it out now. I can finally do this. The couple's together now. Sit down. You guys pissed me off. I never like Alto more than Gino from Reign of Darkness. Hold on. Oh wait, we're gonna get it. Hold on. Suzaku, sit down. Sit down, Suzaku. Suzaku, sit down. There we go. The date has been complete. Now Yuffie's done. Okay. Oh, now she's back. Okay. All I need now is C2 and Layla, and I could do all the remaining dates. Anyhow. And finally, if you want to see what he looks like on here, let's go find him. Where is he anyways? There he is. There he is, people. I will never use him, though. Unfortunately. At least not for a while. Hey, don't overstay your welcome, buddy. I don't know, the Black Knight? I don't know, probably. We're almost there, by the way. The next one coming out will be Oz's Reflection. How exciting is that? We'll eventually learn the story. I'm very excited about that. Let's see. Everything else completed. All right, cool. I guess one thing here, guys. Thanks for partaking in the stream as always. I'll see you next week. I'm making a bunch of awesome content. Hopefully, I'll get out this week. We'll see what happens. But take care, guys, and have a good week.